So we're so excited to have you join us today. We had to make sure that we record our sessions today for those unable to make it. But it's great to have a chance to connect with our community globally and hear about how our volunteers are contributing to DataKind's mission of using data science and AI to help support social impact organizations. Thank you also to Teradata Cares for sponsoring our summit today. So I'm Shayna, Senior Director of Community Engagement, and our community team is so excited to host this event for you today in partnership with a volunteer planning committee, as this event was created with you in mind. And we hope that you enjoy today's sessions, have an opportunity to learn something new, and connect with one another. And as you join us, feel free to introduce yourselves in the chat and share where you're joining us from. So just a couple of reminders, we are indeed recording our presentations today. If you have any questions, place them in the Q&A chat icon in your Zoom screen at the bottom of your screen. You're welcome to chat as well. And we invite you to share your experience on social media using the hashtags, #DataKind, DataKind volunteers. And here's our agenda for today. You probably saw this as well on the Eventbrite registration page. We're going to start with a welcome from our leadership, our exciting keynote speaker, Gabriela de Queiroz, and you'll hear from DataKind staff and the volunteer community on projects that we've worked on in the past year. So without further ado, we'll start with our leadership panel. So I'll introduce you first to Lauren Woodman, our CEO, who has spent 25 years working at the intersection of technology development and policy. Previously, she was the CEO of NetHope, which is a consortium of 60 of the largest global nonprofits from tech companies. So Lauren, I'll turn it over to you to lead us in our panel discussion today.
Thank you, Shayna. I appreciate it. And welcome to everybody to our Global Volunteer Summit. I am very excited that we are doing this yet again. I think this is my third Global Volunteer Summit since I joined DataKind 2.5 years ago. I got my timing right, so I got to get in on one of the very first ones. And it is an important time for us every year to bring all of our volunteers together, to hear what folks are working on, and to create a space where our volunteers who, quite often get the chance to meet folks locally, but to gather everyone at the global level. This year was a big year in that we held our first in-person data dive in Africa, in Nairobi, and we were thrilled to see the amount of participation and excitement that we had for DataKind's work there. But nobody wants to hear from me. It's much more important for us to hear from other folks that help lead this organization. So today I want to introduce Elizabeth Grossman, who is chair of the DataKind board. Welcome, Elizabeth. And Kai Lockwood, who runs DK UK. So Elizabeth and Kai, I'm going to get you guys to come off video and see if we can't get some of your perspectives as we kick off today. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Kai. Thank you for joining us. Elizabeth, let me start with you. You've been chair of the DataKind board for a while, but you've also been involved with DataKind for a long time. What are you looking forward to? Knowing all of the things that you've seen with volunteers over the years, what are you looking forward to at this year's Global Summit?
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you for that kind introduction. In fact, I have been involved in DataKind since about 1995, but I'm willing to bet that there are a bunch of people on this call and in the volunteer community who can easily top me, which is one of the things that I love about this. I've been to a wide variety of volunteer events over the years. And if I'm allowed a specific shout out to my peeps in the DC chapter, hi guys. And I've seen really an amazing array of volunteer projects over that year. I'm excited today because this is our third Global Volunteer Summit, which really touches all corners of the globe and really speaks to the ongoing interest and attention of this community in bringing the talents that you have to bear for social impact sector and really meeting our responsibilities in a rapidly changing world. And so I'm just really excited to see the breadth of participation, and I'm really just grateful and wanted to thank everyone for being here today and for bringing their attention and enthusiasm.
Thanks, Elizabeth. So Kai, Elizabeth's got a long history, but you're coming up on your first year as in your first anniversary as the head of DK UK. What has it energized you this year? What are you excited about? What have you seen from volunteers in the UK? One of whom I just saw pop up in the chat. So I know you've got some local folks here today as well.
Oh, thanks ever so much, Lauren. Yes, it's been an incredible first year, actually. And to be honest, I've been blown away by the passion and the commitment of the volunteer community. You know, here in the UK, we just wouldn't be able to do anything without this volunteer community. And they have been incredible. Everything from the work that they've done on leading our committees, but also at all of our data dives and the data calls that we've been working on. And the projects themselves have had such an incredible breadth. We've had things, everything from how to better recycle electronic devices across the country, through to supporting seriously ill young children in hospital, all the way through to addressing homelessness for young people and supporting women into work. So it has been an incredible set of projects that the volunteers have contributed on. And actually, we know here at DK UK that we just wouldn't be able to do it without their continued support. So I just want to take this opportunity, because I know a few of them on this call as well, to say a massive thank you from all the team here.
Yeah, it's always amazing to me at these. We have folks logging in at all hours of the morning, afternoon, and evening, and sometimes the middle of the night. So as you see the country sort of run by on there, I do the mental math of what hour is it, and I think it speaks to the fact that folks are super excited to work in this space, and we are grateful for the passion and energy that folks bring in the UK and elsewhere. Elizabeth, the world of data science is changing a lot these days, and the only conversation that anybody is having, is about AI. It is the conversation of the day. So there's lots of attention being focused on the sector. What do you hope volunteers get new perspectives on, or learn about today, or can take away from today for their day-to-day work and their volunteerism with DataKind?
Yeah, well, so AI is certainly a hot topic, and the associated interest and changes in the market are, of course, impacting SIOs. But I guess one of the things I always like to point out is that while Gen AI is bringing new media attention to the conversation across the globe, everyone in this particular world knows that this is just building on the longer arc in data science and machine learning, which have been continually providing new tools and capabilities in this space. And one of the things that's amazing about DataKind volunteers is the strong tradition of applying your intellectual curiosity and your sense of mission to investigate and explore the full range of tools that are out there as part of finding the right solution for the social impact sector and for the organizations, the specific organizations with which we partner. And this approach really speaks to the talents and the professionalisms of the people who choose to volunteer and to dedicate time to advancing impacts for SIOs everywhere. And then I'm excited because today we'll see that set of values and that approach in action, because we're going to get to hear about the specific projects that pull on all the different tools and apply them in education or apply them in financial inclusion or other spaces, and really demonstrate the commitment that DataKind and the DataKind community have to use the right tools for the right context.
Yeah, I heard someone sometime last year, but we were talking about all data science, machine learning. I mean, Excel these days, everything is AI. That's the only, it's become a shortcut for the conversation. And someone made the comment that it's AI until it's embedded in a product, and then it's just a feature. And it really brought home for me the reality that a lot of this stuff, it is an arc over time that we've seen evolving. Kai, you've watched data science and these types of tools be used across the social impact sector for a while, but new to working directly in this space, relatively new. You're almost here a year, so we're not going to get to call you new much longer. But what are you hoping that folks walk away with from today? What are you excited about learning today?
To be honest with you, Lauren, I think it's just being able to see the breadth of work that's being done across the whole global community, and it's incredible. And I think that our volunteers having that chance to network with the global community is going to be great, because they're such a great bunch of people, and they're very sociable here in the UK, and they do an awful lot of stuff, and their commitment and drive for data science and impact is incredibly infectious. And I think that being able to see how that's also being applied across on a global level will be a great thing for them to be able to tap into.
That's great. And I'm so glad you mentioned networking. It is one of the great things about today is our ability to come together virtually, but to connect and build those relationships. It's remarkable to me how broad the DataKind volunteer community is, and we'll see it today. But it's nice to be able to bring together all of the different offices, all of the different chapters, all of the different individuals that contribute. Thank you both for helping drive DataKind forward, and all of your work that you've done to support DataKind over the years. Very much appreciate it. I'm going to turn it back over to Shayna, but before I do, I just want to say thank you to everyone joining us today. Thank you to Teradata for sponsoring our work. They have made our work possible for a very long time. One of our longest standing sponsors, and we're really grateful for the work that they enable us to do. And many thanks to Gabriella today, who we will hear from in just a few minutes, for bringing her perspectives around what's happening in data science and AI to this conversation. I hope everybody has a great day. Spend a lot of time networking. Check out our networking tools. Make sure that you connect with other volunteers, and look forward to being part of the rest of today. Thanks very much. Shane, I'll turn it back over to you.